The Bungalow Blitz Network presents the Play to Win Fantasy Football Podcast with your host, Dan and Zach Lind.
This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Bungalow. We are coming to you on a Friday. We apologize about that, but we had a few things come up during the week and are recording on Friday. But thank God it's Friday. Who doesn't love the weekend?
Got to get down on Friday.
Hey, amen. Shouts to Rebecca Black there. Exciting show for you guys tonight. There was a lot of exciting football last week, and we want to get into it.
Absolutely.
And we might be talking something special here this week. I mean, it's time to start talking about the...
Yeah, we're getting close.
Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
It's playoff season.
It's playoff season.
Well, it's getting to playoff season.
So we're going to get into that. But first, let's go through the weekly recap.
Yes.
And we are going to start with you, Kamish, and your beloved Packers.
Yes, rough week. We've had a few of those lately. But Packers took on the Steelers and lost.
Welcome to my life.
Yes. I told you at the beginning of the year, I was fully prepared for feeling what it was like to be a Bears fan. I was wrong. This sucks. But ignoring the Packers as best we can, I did want to mention the Steelers run game because it looked pretty solid.
Sure.
And
who's the lead back in that Steelers run game?
Well, they announced Jalen Warren as the starter in this game, but then
Wow.
I believe Najee got the first 5 snaps or the first 5 carries. So
Interesting.
it is a pure 50-50 in my opinion.
That whole situation is just so crazy when you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, what happened with Najee Harris, and I just don't know.
It is what I don't know. He had a rough start to last year, but he's just not getting it done.
Yeah.
The O-line looks good this year. This game in particular, they beat their yearly rushing average in the first half. So,
Wow.
they were moving like they haven't in the rest of the year.
Wow.
Over the last in the season, Green Bay is 24th ranked against running backs, so they're letting a lot of points go through.
Jim's got something to say about that.
Oh, what's that?
Inexcusable.
Okay,
It is.
Thanks
I
for
mean,
that.
The Bears aren't ranked 24th.
They are
against the run.
not.
I think they're ranked third.
Third, probably.
Yeah, something like that.
However, over the last 4 weeks, the Packers have stepped it up a bit. They are now ranked 4th against running backs. I don't know if that's. I mean, they're just, I guess, stopping the run a little better. Their matchups weren't particularly bad.
Yep.
But coming up, they've got a tough schedule. They've got Chargers with Austin Eckler.
Oof.
Where they've got Lions with the Montgomery Gibbs 1-2 punch.
Oof.
We got the Chiefs, who Pacheco's. I've seen him a couple of games do some work.
It depends on how the Chiefs attack the game.
Sure.
And involve him.
But I've always that's where the Packers seem to be vulnerable.
Sure.
Is on the run game. So start Pacheco. That's 3 weeks from now, week 14, I believe.
Yes.
And then they play the Giants after that. So you got Saquon Barkley. So they're gonna have. They're not going to stay 4th against the run.
Involved. Yeah, but maybe the tides will turn. So
maybe.
Cool.
What game are you watching this weekend?
So I watched the Lions-Chargers game, and that was like a Wild West shootout.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
A lot to get into. Lions won the game on a field goal, but just so much excitement in this game. We're going to start with the Lions run game, where a lot of questions were maybe answered.
Maybe.
We can talk about that, but let's get into some stats first. Jahmyr Gibbs, 14 carries, 77 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also hauled in 3 catches for 25 yards, roughly just under 25 fantasy points. Montgomery, 12 carries, 126 yards. He busted off a long 75-yard touchdown run.
Sure.
And put up 17.6 fantasy points. So Jahmyr Gibbs outsnapped Montgomery 38-25 on the day. Now, I want your opinion on this, but was that just David Montgomery returning from injury, or are we seeing a change in the Lions' backfield here?
I think it's a little bit of both, but I personally I am fully on board with Jahmyr Gibbs being the 1A going forward.
Okay.
Before the injury, Montgomery was averaging 22 carries a game. To get 12 carries this game, without that 75-yard touchdown run, he'd be under 5. Would he be at like 5 fantasy points roughly in our league scoring format? So
yeah.
Not happy with that without that one breakaway run. Now, he's David Montgomery. He's looking good. He's going to get breakaway runs like that.
Right.
But I just see that. But from that perspective, I do think that I want Gibbs rest of season over Montgomery.
Sure. I mean, they drafted him with their first-round pick. At some point, you thought this day was coming.
Sure.
Listen, I'm a David Montgomery fan, and I have him on my team, so I really want him involved in this offense, but what I want isn't always necessarily the case. It's clear you see the talent that Jahmyr Gibbs has, and it's clear that here's the thing. Any sustainable backfield in the NFL today, you need 2 backs. There's a handful of teams out there that can get away with one back being the primary, but workload, injury, you need a solid two-person backfield, and I'm David Montgomery's talented. Yeah. And I think this comes down to game script. It comes down to the way the game's flowing. And I just think Dan Campbell's the type of coach that you don't know who's going to get the ball every time.
No, I think
and who's going to be on the field.
This is one of those committee backfields that I want both pieces if I could. Like, I mean, I would start them both in the same lineup if I had them both. I would be thankful. Right. And I pulled some stats from our league today. This isn't going to be typical of every league, but the RB2s in our league, you'd be ecstatic to have David Montgomery as your RB2.
Yeah. Who are some of the RB2s starting this week?
Yes. So we've got in our league. I'm starting Darrell Henderson.
Okay. Is he the lead back there right now?
Doesn't really matter. He's still starting in my lineup because that's who I got. We've got Saquon Barkley. Saquon, you're taking over Montgomery no matter what.
I would say volume-wise for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
high floor. Devin Singletary, he looked good.
Offensive player of the week last week.
Yes. Is he going to keep that up? Maybe. It looks like Pierce is out this week. Speaking of which, we got John starting Damian Pierce this week, though he has been announced out. So, weird play, but
proceed,
okay.
John.
Yeah, interesting strategy. We'll see how that works out. Cotton. We got Keaton Mitchell starting. We got
a bold strategy.
Bold strategy. I completely butchered that. Rashad White. Like, these are guys that I would maybe play Josh Jacobs, James Cook over
Kenneth Walker.
Montgomery. Kenneth Walker's look good, but
Kareem Hunt, James Cook. I don't know. I mean,
maybe. He had
a long run.
Good. He looked good, dude. He looked good. Even when he got benched for that. Yeah, when he re-entered the game after the fumble and got another fumble. But
so here's the thing. Let's move on. But this is an interesting. This is a story we need to keep our eyes on, and probably
because I want to be proven right.
Talking about this on a week-to-week basis, depending on the outcome of these games. But anyways, this wasn't the only exciting part of this shootout.
Sure.
Keenan Allen and Amon-Ra St. Brown, 2 studs, 2 elite receivers.
Yep.
I am calling Amon-Ra elite.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
PPR machine, yes. Unbelievable in PPR.
Yes.
One of my big regrets not taking him.
Two receivers that have battled injuries. Time on the field is been tough, but when they're on the field, they produce.
Yep.
Keenan Allen, 11 catches, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns on 14 targets. We talked about this last week. I mean, it's clear he's the guy in LA, right? I mean, he's going to be getting the targets. Quentin Johnston, we gave him some grief last week. He only had 4 catches, 34 yards. He did haul in a touchdown.
I would like to reiterate my grief. I don't care about. I don't care. I mean, you take away that touchdown, I don't care about 4 for 34.
Sure, agreed.
Of course, I'm the guy starting Tajay Spears, so I'm not.
I was just giving the guy some love.
Yeah,
we ragged on him pretty bad that last week, but St. Brown, 8 catches, 156 and a touchdown.
Did you see that touchdown dance? New obsession of mine.
I might have missed that.
Slide, is that what it's called?
Oh, yeah.
I'm probably butchering it, but
I think I need to see you. We might have to get that on camera.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that right after this. Totally.
Yeah.
Watch me break a leg.
I know you got the sauce, buddy. But let's finish up this game with one question that came into my mind. Jared Goff, is he elite? Would you out there, let us know down below. Is Jared Goff an elite quarterback? Because he doesn't get talked about in this way, but he's putting together a fantastic year. He's on a great team. If he was not on this team, I don't know how great he would look, but he is on this team.
It's an exceptional team.
Right.
He is complimenting. Like, I mean, he's good. He's looking good. He's getting it done. I don't know that he's elite, but he's good. He's good for this system.
Sure.
Where you've got pass catching weapons, you've got rushing threats out of the backfield.
Yeah.
He gets it done with those kinds of teams.
I'm low key. I like Jared Goff. I think he gets a lot of hate.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope
he's a really good streaming option for fantasy.
Yeah.
I think he's rostered in our league. Of course, everyone's rostered.
With the Bears not making the playoffs this year, I'd like to see the Lions do something different here. I think they paid their dues.
Yeah, I mean,
and I really like Dan Campbell as a head coach.
Underdog story sort of thing, yeah.
But anyways, you guys let us know down below. Subscribe while you're doing that, okay? But
Texans
Bengals.
Yeah.
Can we just keep talking about CJ Stroud? Can we please? It's the most fun thing ever.
Yeah, totally. If I'm honest with you, I don't think I've seen him play once this season.
Make that a goal this weekend, please, because don't just check the highlights. Watch the game.
Well, when is the Play to Win podcast going to be fronting us all NFL Red Zone?
I don't know, but we'll figure that out. We need you guys to like and subscribe more.
Yeah, please. But we're going to be setting up a Patreon.
Yeah. If you guys would like to also see us do some type of live streaming event where we watch a game, let us know.
Yell a lot, eat some nachos.
But enough about us. Back to the action. CJ Stroud, once again, the guy looked phenomenal. And it's not just him putting up numbers. He threw for over 350 yards. He had a touchdown. He had one on the ground. This dude is winning games for the Texans on the road in Cincinnati with big bad Joe Burrow and the gang. He comes in, and not just does he win the game, he leads them down in the fourth quarter to win the game. And
do they have a kicker this week?
They did. They had a kicker.
Okay, good.
No, that was the Texans, right?
Oh, wait, Burrow? Who won this game?
The Texans.
Yeah, the Texans. What are we talking about?
Yeah. My bad. I'm losing my head.
Yeah, that
here.
was the Texans.
They did have a kicker, so Dare Ungombowale did not have to come in and kick that.
Good.
So, but they won the game. It must be nice to know who your starting quarterback is, right?
You stole my line, but yeah, it is.
Sorry, buddy.
It would be nice to know who our starting quarterback is.
I don't know, because I can't say that I know who mine is.
You don't either.
Do you know who your starting quarterback is?
No idea.
I don't think anyone in the NFC North besides the Lions, maybe.
Hey, at least you have some picks.
Yeah, we have picks. I don't know. Justin's coming back. Last 8 games here, he's going to shred.
Yeah, no, totally. I believe you. This is my serious voice.
It's from the heart, guys. JF1, my QB. So, anyways, Stroud 356. We covered that. Burrow also threw for 350, 2 touchdowns. He did have 2 interceptions, but if you didn't see this, I want you to go and watch this clip. And I wish I could pull it up for you guys and show on the screen this, but I don't think I can this week. Joe Burrow's touchdown throw to Jamar Chase was insane. This is the type of throw that sets him into that elite pocket, right?
Yeah.
Man, maybe that's what Jared Goff never could do, but
yeah,
this throw is insane. Go check the highlights. Jamar Chase had 5 catches, 124 yards, and a touchdown. So
a good game from Jamar Chase. How do you, since we're recording on Friday, we've got saw the Thursday night game. Jamar Chase now out for the season with a ligament.
No, not Jamar Chase.
Excuse me. Joe Burrow out for the season with a ligament
Just wanted
injury.
to clear that up for you guys.
Yeah, we're not going to go too far.
Okay.
We'll get text messages later.
Yes.
How does that affect Jamar Chase is what I wanted to ask you. Because we have, from what I could find, he has 2 for 26 career stats without Joe Burrow. So it's not a sample size. We don't know what to expect.
Well, what did we see last night?
That's a great question.
We didn't see much, I'll tell you.
Okay, good.
He
'Cause
did catch
I've forgotten.
He did catch a touchdown, but I think he only had.
Oh yeah. He had that was
had
a
a
nice,
touchdown catch.
That was a nice catch.
But you just like you said, we don't really care about just single touchdowns.
No, you gotta have. Well, you gotta have the targets to back it up. You know,
Amen.
opportunity matters.
But Joe Burrow started that game maybe after a week with prepping for a team with knowing Joe Burrow is not going to play.
Sure.
Maybe they get him more involved. So let's give
Yep.
it a week and see,
Yep.
and see how involved.
And start up Mixon this week, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am playing Joe Mixon in our league, and he put up 18.5 on me. So I expect him to see, which is much needed for Joe Mixon.
Yeah,
He's been a
well,
quiet year.
He's been quiet.
It's been steady but quiet.
Yeah, and that's not what you drafted him for, but I think you
Right.
also got him pretty
Right.
late. I can check when he was drafted, but
Yeah.
it's a drafted 17th overall, so second round.
Yeah.
You can get away with that.
Yeah.
And he's
sure.
the currently the RB8, so
Yep.
he's with that extra game.
Cool. But let's move on. Oh, I actually want to throw in one more thing. Back to the Texans here. The waiver wire ad of the week last week has to go to Super Youper. He picked up Noah Brown, who hauled in 7 catches for 172 yards.
That's a good pickup.
Well, kind of crazy that he was on the waiver, but maybe he just hadn't. I don't think he had been producing like that in the last 2 games.
No, and you have a lot of moving pieces. And correct me if I'm wrong. He's a wide receiver for the Texans, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we've got Tank Dell, and you've got
Dalton Schultz,
Robert Woods. You have a lot of Nico Collins. You've got a lot of pieces moving around there.
So
interesting
we
to
won't
see where he'll go.
Yeah.
But if he gains relevance and stays relevant, or even if it's a 1-week rental, it's worth it.
Right.
Especially for Super Youper on a run with some win streaks, or at least
Let's keep an eye on Noah Brown.
Absolutely.
So,
Pat's Colts. That was another one.
Hold on.
Hello?
We talked about this last week, right?
We did.
You even went
international
into
games.
scientific.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We proved that we should not have to watch international games
Oh,
because they're horrible.
absolutely horrible.
And this was thankfully the final international game of the season.
It was. Thankfully.
We're through that. We survived.
Now, to be honest, Pat's Colts.
Wouldn't have been a great game.
I didn't wake up early to watch that one. I didn't get excited about watching Pat's Colts.
No, that's fair. But just in the interest of bashing the NFL a little bit extra this week, I went back and did some more research, and this year, fantasy defenses have outscored their average by 2.2 fantasy points.
That's crazy.
On the season when they're overseas. So next year, start your defenses when they're in the international games. You're going to have lower scores. You're going to have better performances by the defense because
because these guys are going to be sleeping.
Yeah.
On the sidelines.
Yes, you're going to have your offenses asleep, and the defenses see ball, get ball, right?
It's crazy. It really is crazy.
That's inexcusable. Inexcusable.
So
That was
I'm
well
glad
timed.
that these games are over. Because and one thing you did, Commish makes a great point.
Yeah, always.
Here on the Play to Win football podcast, we play to win, and that right there, you heard it 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Start the defenses
Start
in the
the
international
defenses.
games
Yeah.
next year.
You gotta
Might
know
be
these
something
things.
to do. So
Last
but-
game to discuss was Broncos Bills.
you seemed really excited about this
I
game.
loved this game. I sat down and I was so excited to start this game, and then I enjoyed the heck out of it.
Right.
It was low scoring, but it was a lot. I mean, it was low scoring because Josh Allen kept throwing picks, and we had the turnover first and the first drive of the game.
James Cook fumble.
Fumble, his first fumble of the game. His second one, he dribbled back to himself, and if you haven't seen that play, that's worth looking up. He fumbled the ball, it bounced up without losing a step. He caught it again and kept going. But you had balls moving down the field, and that's what we watch football for.
Amen.
I mean, I'm tired of these defensive performances. Let's get some scoring back in the NFL. The number of games that have hit the under this year has been insane. Just so many low scoring games.
Yeah.
Cortland Sutton.
Yeah.
Another touchdown. Great catch.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys can let us know down in the comments. I might even post this on the community thread. I've got Calvin Ridley in my lineup,
Yeah.
who I've been starting, and
Mhm.
I it's getting to a point where I shouldn't.
No.
And I have
No, probably
Cortland
not.
Sutton on my bench, who could probably get in there and put up a 10-piece.
You'd have
on
been
average.
happy if you had been doing that.
Yes. It's now Calvin Ridley averages a lot more targets than Cortland Sutton, but he's just not producing.
Yeah. Yeah. You've got, I mean, Sutton's last 4 games with the bye, 12.6, 16.6, 9.9, and 13.3 fantasy points.
Yeah. Calvin Ridley is 3,
Okay. That's less than 10.
11.3,
Okay.
1,
Yep.
and 4.6. Before that, 17.1, 10.8, 5.5, 4.2, and 20.1. I think it was that first week for me that
You thought he's back.
I took Calvin Ridley in, let's see, when I drafted him,
and
36. So that's
36. That's
fourth round.
4th round. It's
I thought I
high.
struck gold. I thought
Yeah.
that after that first week, he saw
Yeah.
11 targets, over 100 yards, and a touchdown. That
Sure.
hey, everyone was scared, but maybe I just made the wrong move there.
But if I was counting correctly, I might have been off. But that means he only has outscored Cortland Sutton 3 weeks this year.
It is. It's true.
So I would.
Right now,
Sutton's the one.
I have Calvin Ridley in the lineup, and I'm gonna be stubborn and probably start him. So
Who are you playing this week?
I play Chemtrails, who's already put up an 18.5 with.
Well, good
Joe
luck
Mixon.
to Chemtrails. New father, congratulations.
Congratulations,
Couldn't
sir.
call in this week because of what what drop are we giving him? There we go.
Father of the year.
Father of the. I mean, yeah. Had to work that in
Congratulations, sir.
somewhere. Congrats. man.
I don't hope you beat me, but I'm happy about about that for you. That's awesome.
Anything else to talk about in the Broncos Bills game?
I'm kind of in a ranting spirit today.
Oh yeah. What's bugging you? Talk to me.
I love Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Number 1 fantasy quarterback, I believe.
Is he really?
I think he is.
On the year? Wow.
On the year. Can we pull that up?
Yeah, I'll check that out.
Position ranked number 1,
Okay.
averaging 26.3.
He's got the extra game.
Does he?
Did he play last night?
No.
I'm losing my mind.
That's
Go on.
okay. Anyways, he's elite. Gosh, he's so talented. But does anyone? He doesn't get a lot of flack for turning the ball over and being absurdly reckless.
He feels like, I don't know if this is true. He's got to get it done on every play, and he's got to do it himself. He's got no help.
You don't.
You know, he doesn't have elite wide receivers.
Let me run down
great
this.
running backs.
And bar you, he's put up amazing fantasy points. Yeah. I'm not saying don't start Josh Allen. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying start the guy. But
Well, it's kind of the Jameis Winston thing where you throw the picks. Now you got to get down the field again.
The Bills are 5-5.
Yeah,
right. They should be 8-2.
probably.
You know.
Yeah.
Josh
thought
Allen,
they would
week
be.
1, 3 picks and a fumble. Week 3, 1 interception. Week 5, 1 pick. Week 6, 1 pick. Week 7, 1 pick, 1 fumble. 8, 1 pick. 9, 1 pick. 10, 2 picks, 1 fumble. So a lot of other. I mean, he does do well.
But averaging 26.3.
It's amazing. It is.
In our scoring format.
So I'm not. Hey, I'm just. It's kind of mind-boggling. If you're a Bills fan, it's fantasy football is fantasy football, but you also play to win.
You play to win the game.
Right? I mean, we've got to be honest about certain things because although this is a fantasy football podcast, we are also. This is a football podcast, right? It's analysis of what's going on around the league. So
absolutely.
Anyways, maybe the Bills can get back in the win column.
Yes. Jump into the power rankings next. You get to see
let's talk
where
about
everybody's
the power
landing
rankings
this week.
Who's landing in the number 1
league
spot?
of record. Who is? Oh, you know what? Some fool named Pearson Spector Lit,
Yeah, baby.
otherwise known as. Congratulations, you're number
Number one, baby.
Projected number 1. I may be making a Christian McCaffrey trade here soon to to some of your competitors and see
That's
if I can
conspiracy.
Get that. Well, no, not necessarily. I might get some pieces back. We'll
For
see what
everyone
happens.
here watching, you saw what the commish is doing. He's dirty.
I
He's
would
dirty.
never collude with 3 to 5 other teams in order to take you down before you beat me in our embarrassing bet that we have going on.
Yeah, and we'll get into the bet next week because
Oh, yeah.
I got some
We're gonna have to
embarrassing things to
live stream
show.
that.
Yeah.
But successful man got bumped down to his early season spot. He was projected number 2 to begin the year, and
it was a
he's-
close game.
He's back there. Well, it was, yeah. What did it end up? What'd you end up winning by?
We both put up about 150 points,
Yeah,
and
it
I
was
won
a
by
1-point game or something.
0.24.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Jeez, absolutely wild.
Yeah.
Uh,
Great game, Josh.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Good job. I mean, you guys both had a heck of a game.
Yeah. So your ad here, the other 7-3 team.
Yeah.
He's 7-3, and he is 9th in points on the season. Now,
Yeah.
I called him out. I challenged him last week because we were really laying into him, not scoring a lot of points, but winning a lot of games. And you know what? He's winning some games. He's that team this year in fantasy football. That
It makes me so mad.
I know.
It makes me so
But
mad that I'm like 5th in points, and I have a 6%. We're going to talk about this. I have a 6% chance at making the playoffs. It's single digits. I'm out. I'm out of the playoffs, and this guy who's got, because he's in a division. Hey, you know what? That division needs to step it up.
who's
You're
in that
killing
division?
me. You're killing me. We're sitting here. You find that out. I'm going to talk directly to the people.
Rant. Go
Because
on a rant.
we're sitting here, and there's no way that I am stuck in this division. I'm out. Okay, guys. I've held it in until now, but I am out of this league.
He's 3rd in points in that
I'm
division.
showing up every week
Hey.
to sit. What?
He's 3rd in points in that division.
What is happening? I have
So-
spent so much with the divisions are random. The you play everyone in your division twice. You guys need to take him out.
I think that Sister Anthony is looking down and blessing
Oh my God, is she
John's
dead?
team. I don't know. Is she? I don't know.
Oh, for the people not in our fantasy football league, we're an alumni league from our high school, and Sister Anthony was the one of the administrators at one point, right? I don't.
Yes.
And so
I'm
of
gonna
our
feel really bad if she's
all of
still here.
wouldn't you feel better? If she
Well,
was
I
still-
would, but
all of our divisions are named after honorable people.
I don't
It's,
want the juju about
No.
when that
Yeah,
happens.
that's
anyways.
But all of our divisions are named after. We have the Sister Anthony division is the division we're talking about.
Yes.
And the one that John is leading. I don't even want to show up.
Here's the
anymore to
thing.
these
Here's what I'll say.
things.
I challenged him last week. He put up 110 points and won the game. He beat the Atomizers who put up like 70. So
Yeah. Getting by with
110
mediocre scores.
it wins this week. So, but what about? Tell me about Tyson Chicken.
I pulled him out and put him in the dock because I thought. I mean, he seemed like he was going to get into the playoffs early season.
Honestly, his team's pretty good.
Yeah, I think he's got a decent team. He's dropped down to the 6th spot now in the projections. Estimated 64% chance of making the playoffs. I think it's something to watch.
Right.
I don't know if it's going to be, watch his matchup this week, and let's see if
Well, listen to this lineup here:
Yeah,
Josh Allen, Austin Eckler, Kenneth Walker, Nico Collins, Garrett Wilson. Obviously, we don't want to look backwards, but preseason, you're thinking the Rodgers to Wilson connection solid.
Well, okay, but he didn't draft Garrett Wilson. I did.
Oh, he traded.
He made the even better move of trading Christian Watson for Garrett Wilson.
Oh, good. Nice move.
Yeah, good
George Pickens, Brian Robinson Jr. His bench is a little weak. He did pick up Ramondre Stevenson, but
move. Oh yeah,
maybe he can make a push.
Yeah, I mean, good luck to you. Hope you can make that work.
Yeah, but
His remaining schedule I do have here is Chuck, Craig, Josh, and then other Danny. So mixed bag.
Two, 3 wins maybe
Yeah.
potentially
Yeah.
if you pull off
I
a
think so.
upset there.
Yep.
So let's end power rankings. Tell me about the bottom tier.
Who's that?
I can talk about the bottom tier because Chuck Irony Titans, they're down to a 2% playoff odd. Chances to make the playoffs. And Kamish and the Chicago Bearskin Rugs are down to a 4% odds to make the playoffs. So they're looking ahead to what's called the toilet bowl in our league.
I'm gearing up for it. The way we do our league in order to keep people engaged all season is in this case 4 teams that don't make the playoffs have a chance to take home the toilet bowl. You know, we don't have a trophy, but maybe we'll get one this year.
Sure.
If I win. And it's just the best record out of those 4 teams in the postseason gets to take home that prize. And
my money's on you, sir.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Mine's not, because the way this season's going, I mean, you got to remember, it's not just me and Chuck. There's 2 other teams that are going to destroy us. What else? I don't even want it. I'm flat. I can't even. Words have escaped me. Words have escaped.
That's inexcusable. Inexcusable.
Thank you. Yeah, we're looking at. We're gonna looking at the Swifties and probably the Swifties and the Syracuse Atomizers are the 2. If we're honest, those are the teams we're gonna be playing in the toilet bowl.
Yeah, but the playoffs are coming, right? And some of these bottom tier teams are just.
I just hope we can win a game.
They're kind of in that state, so.
Absolutely.
Anyways, let's wrap up the show. But what an exciting week of football.
Absolutely.
We're gonna come back on the same schedule, on the regular schedule next week.
Yep.
Maybe we'll splash in some new segments for you guys and spice things up.
We are desperately. If you want to call in and you have my phone number, just text me. Let me know.
Or my phone number.
Yes. Let us know.
We'll plug you right in here.
We'll get you on the show. We appreciate it. Also, trade deadline coming up in our league, probably in your league. So check that out. Make sure you get those trades in before the end of the season.
Yeah. So, all right, everybody. Have a fantastic weekend. Take care.
This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it. That's the great thing about sports. You play to win.